Hello, investors. This is Ted Zhang, a portfolio manager with Revere Asset Management. Today is Thursday, January 16th, 4:53 p.m., coming to you from Fort Lauderdale with tonight's Revere Roundup Daily Market Insight video. State of the market, we still have it labeled short-term pullback. We do want to see some of these downtrend lines or see the indexes break out through these downtrend lines before we feel comfortable labeling it back into an uptrend. When we look at the GROTECTION gauge, market leaders we currently have on neutral with a green sub up arrow because we are seeing constructive action in various groups and individual leaders as well. And we'll definitely review that in the 21 over 21 list. Short term, we still have the label as neutral with a green sub arrow. That is because the Qs are below the 21 after today. S&P is right just about there, slightly above. We haven't firmly really sh shown a definite move above the 21 EMA yet for us to feel comfortable to move it to the green up arrow. Medium term, still a red arrow. The Qs starting to reclaim the 50-day. S&P rejected the 50-day today. And yeah, we're just going to leave it there for now. And then we're still above the 200-day simple moving average above for all major indexes. And therefore, we still have the green up arrow there. What happened today? Really nothing too much happened today. Digestion and chop following yesterday's CPI and big up move. 21 over 21 list up 1.12%. And that is why we had that green sub arrow for the market leaders. 16 up, 1 neutral, 4 down. Big 8 definitely dragged the markets down today, down 1.74%. We'll go over that. But Apple, huge, huge sell day today. Tesla was a little weak, but still inside day. NVIDIA continues to stay weak. Microsoft, poor close as well. RG8 up 0.48%. S&P down 0.21%. RSP down 0.19%. Qs, as you can see, the tech down 0.7%. QQEW up 0.34%. And here's where I'm talking about the big 8, the Mag 7 names dragging down the indexes. The Dow down 0.16%, mid caps up 0.77%, small caps up 0.15%, global 60/40 equities bonds up 0.08%, and GROTECTION about flat up 0.10%, outperforming the S&P today. So jumping right into the charts as always, starting off with the S&P 500. Light gap up this morning, but rejected the 50-day quite swiftly. Still above the 21 EMA, just starting to curl up and stay with the 8 EMA. As you can see, really nothing wrong with today's action. Just a digestion and choppy day. As we just bring out the weak hands, let the strong hands accumulate, go through the natural processes of supply and demand of base building, and we'll hopefully see if we resolve to the upside, which obviously we hope for. We always want markets to go up. And the 6,000 level also is kind of the shoulders area also remains key as well. Go on a 5 minute. This is why I labeled it a chop and digestion day. S&P was literally just within a 5930 to 5970 range, 40-point range. It's bouncing back and forth. Bulls and bears both frustrated. No one won on the day. RSP closed high of the day, so stronger than S&P, but also still below the 50-day. Above the 8 and 21, which is curling up as well. Again, this is fourth day up, hammer off the 200, and this is looking decent. Qs, choppy action today, once again with Mag 7 weak. We have this huge downtrend line above, which we pretty much rejected perfectly. You can see this range that we're trading in, which is pretty much a big old flag now. Still above 500 level, which is the left side peak. And we'll see how this flag resolves. If we zoom into 60-minute, you can see that this flag better. We could just come retest the lows of this flag, bounce around, and perhaps finally resolve to the upside once we break this 520-ish level. Right now, you could say it's below all key moving averages, 821 and 50, but they're so stacked on top of each other. MAs kind of become irrelevant when you start slicing through them multiple times over. Price action, support, and resistance levels then become more important. So that's kind of what I am more focused on now. long as we hold over 500, that is good. It's normal digestion action. QQEW, same thing, held the 200-day and lows of the range. Highs of the range is 133.76. Love to see this retake the 50-day. Been chopping around below the 50-day and the lows of the range right now. But I want to see this get back above the 50-day, test highs of the range. Equal weighted continues to lag, you can see, throughout this entire bull market. But maybe this is the start of something else. We'll see. It doesn't seem so since the market cap weighted tech stocks dominate so much in indexes. The Dow Jones back above the 821 digestion day, inside day, super tight day actually. You can see it. Look how tight this is. We traded between 43,100 to 43,200. 200-point range on the Dow is so tight for an average like that. Continue on. Mid caps, with rates pulling back, mid caps and small caps actually saw more strength today. 4 days up, close high of the day above 3,200, but still rejecting the 50-day. Russell's weaker than mid caps, but undercut reclaimed the 200, 4 days up in a row, back above the 821 as well. So this is starting to shape up better, but still, there's no moving average alignment right now. The 50-day above the shorter term 8 and 21 exponential moving averages. The VIX continues to retreat after breaking above 20. That is great to see. Sitting right at the 200-day now at that 16.6 level. We'd love to see this get back to this 10 to 15 range. And that previously coincides with nice easy dollar power trend and smooth uptrends in stocks. The dollar continues to trend above the 21 EMA, and I've noted before that that continues to be the key level. Yesterday hammered, today pull back, but still normal constructive action on the dollar. And with Trump's intended tariffs, that is dollar friendly as well. GLD, gold continues to act strong. I'm going to bring up a gold futures chart on TradingView actually to give a better picture. Really nice flag break now above that. Next level, horizontal level, is this 2760 area. Take that out, and we likely retest the previous all-time highs for gold. Continue on, silver. Nice action as well. I'm just going to go to the silver futures too. It's a better picture. Still just a huge multi-month base since April, actually. Almost 9-month base. And we'll see how this resolves, but continues to hold longer-term moving averages and back above all key moving averages, actually. And this 32.8 level continues to be key. Really need to see us get up there, calm down, absorb all the supply above, and then we can take that level out, continue higher. GDX gold miners, also pretty strong, but poked its head out above that 50 and 200-day, rejected so far. 821 are bullishly aligned, but still below the 50 and 200. And we just really need to get these moving averages aligned for a smooth trend to ensue. Bitcoin, let's go to TradingView again. Currently trading right at 100,000. We sold off early in the morning. Let's go on a 5-minute chart. As you can see, 9:30 a.m. we sold off. Let's see here. We sold off to the 50-day moving average, about 97,300. Then we started rallying, as you can see on the 5-minute chart here. And so far, we built higher lows and higher highs in the day, retreating from previous high of the day. I personally do think maybe we overshoot a little bit to this 1,700 level, horizontal level, come down there a bit. As you can see, there's also this previous peak around 103,600 as well. So that continues to be a key level too, as well as this 100,000 level and the downtrend line. All right, so continue on. So I want to add a little bit extra. Brad Garlinghouse was meeting with Trump, and Trump discussed today that he's open to a crypto reserve, not only just for Bitcoin, but also American-made cryptos like Solana and XRP. So this is Solana right now, reacted pretty well in the news, reclaiming the 50-day, but that continues to be a downtrend. 10 SMA is also in the downtrend, 20 is curling back up. But we're still just in this huge multi-year range, rejected that 260 area, and we're building a new base here. But still really volatile. We need this crypto to calm down before we can find a low risk entry point. The other one is XRP, which continues to fly out of this high tech flag. Breakout of $2.50. It's almost run up to $3.50. Um, yeah, there's rumors that XRP ETF is coming to market, same with Solana. So these two have been quite strong. Continue on here. Let's talk about bonds. Today, yields continue to retreat after the cooler or after tame CPI and cooler than expected PPI. Markets are liking that. Bond markets liking that. You can also say that perhaps yields are retreating with increased probability that Scott Bessent will be confirmed as our new Treasury Secretary. And him and Trump are definitely working on decreasing the deficits that this country and the government is running, the overspending, the wasteful spending. And Scott Bessent said that's definitely a crucial part of his agenda going forward. And with that, maybe that ease some fears in bond investors and traders, especially on the long end of the curve. Continue on. Well, actually, that is it for the inter-asset correlation. I'm going to jump to the tail of the tape now. First one, we currently have saying we're in the bull case because we're above the 21 EMA. Something I want to talk about. AAII dropped nearly 9 points to 25.4, and that is below historical averages. And I'll actually pull up the website right now to give a better view of that. Bring this in here. Dropped to 25.4% from 34.7%, and that is already below historical averages of 37.5%. So now we're almost 12 points below historical averages on the bulls end. Bears rose above historical averages for a second week in a row, fourth week in a row, and actually reached 1 year bearish highs to almost the exact number. Well, actually, it put in 1 week bearish highs, so or 1 year bearish highs. So that is definitely something to note with a contrarian standpoint, especially with breadth super oversold. We had a pullback in S&P and the Nasdaq. Leaders held up well, and we're seeing some leadership groups emerge, like the power generation group. You can take this as a contrarian sign with investor psychology pendulum swinging to the bearish side. And when that happens, often it reverts to the mean and swings back to the bullish side. So that's kind of what we're looking for here. NAM, um, that actually rose to 70-ish. Got to change that figure actually. But still within the lower ends of the range. Nothing to worry about until you get to the 90 plus to 100 area. TSM, they beat on earnings and revenues. They're increasing their capital expenditure between 28% to 41%. So that led to rallies in other semis names like KLAC, LCRX, and some of those other just more beaten down semis names. NVIDIA continues to stay weak though. Jobless claims came in a little bit hotter than expected. Retail sales came in softer than expected. S&P, we continue to close below the 50-day. Qs closed below the 50-day as well at 515. 10-year yield and dollar actually retreated today, and then leaders continue to act well. Day count up three to up three / consolidation one since today was digestion day. 2 days above the 8 EMA, 2 days above the 21 EMA. And then so yeah, pretty much action today. We gapped up and chopped around this entire time. Strong sectors, bond prices because the yields are down, utilities, real estate, industrials, and transportation. On the downside, yields, dollar, Mag 7, uranium, and the tech names because the Mag 7 take up so much of the ETF's weighting. Today, all we did was add Avco and VST. RVAB 1.4, Rebar 4.54%. And the bottom line is that digestion and chop happened today following CPI yesterday. Tomorrow's keys, we're still watching the S&P versus the 50-day, still watching the Qs versus the 50-day in the 515 level. Still, of course, watching the 10-year and dollar as that has been impacting the markets and equity prices. And obviously, as always, we're focused on the leaders. Now, going over the 21 over 21 list, let's start from the top gainers. CEG, again, this power generations group. Highest volume ever gap on that deal. Pulled back a little bit, tested the gap day's lows, held, and we've U-turned so far to the upside into new all-time highs. TLF continues to flow higher. Gap today, reversed, closed weak, but this continues to be a leader and stays strong. BST in the power generations group holding the breakout level. Let's see what this can do. Bros also making a new high today. EQT, natural gas names are so strong. Um, It's really the most reliable way to power the data centers right now, requiring significant amounts of energy. Where solar is unreliable, some with wind, uh, some with hydro as well. And with this new incoming administration, if they do deregulate with nuclear, hopefully we can build some nuclear power plants safely, of course, to power life, just everyday energy needs, as well as data centers for AI as well. Reddit actually continues to be relatively strong, holding the lows, 50 days catching up, held the 10-week this week as well. And you really have this clean and simple base up here. Inside day today, you could potentially add a little bit over today's highs, then build into this position. We already own it. We might be willing to add more to it. Clearly, this is a leader, new IPO, new name, 99RS. RS line looks like it wants to break out too. Triple digit earnings last quarter, which we bought it on, 68% revenue growth. And well, yeah, we're seeing a lot of analysts and price target upgrades in this name, citing that their data is valuable for AI training. And more people are using it, I guess, for information. Cyber, new high today. Can't really say much about this. Just a nice trender above the 50-day, 91 RS. Deckers, building this nice little high handle here. Nice undercut reclaim as well. Over this like 210 level, and that's a buy. NBIS, this recent IPO, AI infrastructure name, broke out this flag, continues to trend nicely. And it seems like we're finding some resistance at this previous 38.69 level. Maybe we need to back and fill a little bit and then get going after that. Marvell, another name we own, rejected 120 so far. 4 days up in a row. Maybe we need to back and fill again, back to the 21 EMA, and then bust out like that. Could continue to follow its breakout, probably on the backs of Bitcoin. Um, they're emerging as a dominant player for people to buy Bitcoin. A lot of younger people use Robinhood to buy Bitcoin. GEV, part of the BST CEG group, broke out this nice multi-week, 7-8 week flat base, retested many days in a row during the market correction. That just showed us that it's wanted higher, and now 3 days up in a row. RS line confirming. GLD, we already talked about it. Gold stays strong, and we have 5% there. On the downside, ALAB, we own this. Wedge drop, but still holding this. Looks like it's just a new base or flag is building. Still perfect action on the weekly chart, holding the 10-week this week. Lululemon, this one actually continues to leak off. Wedge drop yesterday below the 821 EMA and continues to fall through. RS line only 81. RS line breakout as well, which is not a good sign. Google, just normal action inside day. Rocket Lab, really choppy here. 50 days catching up, 821 is declining. This is just in the process of base building. So nothing wrong, nothing too positive either. Just have to give it time. CRDO, after yesterday's moves, it tried poking its head, looking for all-time high, but reversed back into the base so far. This just appears like it needs a little bit more time to digest maybe some profit takers that have been in this name for a while, as well as some of those late chasers that need a break even too. So with that being said, I'm actually going to wrap up this video. The conclusion is really not too much action today. Digestion and chop. We'll really have to see how this base on the indexes and many of these stocks play out and see if we continue to get more breakouts and follow through action. Because the hallmark of an easy dollar and healthy environment is consecutive breakouts of various groups, and especially follow through in the names and then new waves of breakouts. So that's what we're watching for, as well as our own individual feedback in the names we currently own. So that being said, that's going to wrap it. As always, we'd like to hear from you. My email is ted@revereasset.com. My Twitter is TedHZhang. My phone is 855, our phone is 855 Real Wealth, 855-732-5932. Our website is revereasset.com, and you can subscribe to our newsletter there, which you'll receive emails for all our videos and updates going forward. If you want to check our YouTube channel directly, it's Revere Asset on YouTube. We post our daily market insight videos, Friday podcast, and we're going to have a podcast for the first time in a few weeks because of the holidays tomorrow, as well as the weekend videos. So, this is Ted Zhang with Revere Asset Management, telling it like it is. Today's Thursday, January 16th, 5:30 p.m. Thank you for listening and have a great rest of your week.